living in Florida and seeing Walt Disney World spread and grow, watching the new resorts pop up has always been exciting for me. And one of the resorts that I've really come to appreciate and love is the Animal Kingdom Lodge. There's just something so different and so special about that resort that it's like nothing else I've ever seen in my life.
Every time I walk into Animal Kingdom Lodge, it reminds me of the years that I spent in Africa. As a kid, I grew up in Africa and we would go to the Red Sea on our vacations. But every time I walk into Animal Kingdom Lodge, it takes me back to those years that I lived there. And it's probably the closest I'll ever get to Africa again, but like the dark spaces, but then there's the wide open spaces where you can see the animals, and it's just, I feel like I'm home when I'm there.
The thing I love about the Animal Kingdom Lodge is that you can really explore the resort. It's more than just getting to your room and going to the lobby and then going to the parks or vice versa. It's really that you can explore everything. There's animals outside the pool, there's animals outside your window, and it's just some place that you can really just look at all the little details and explore every little part of the whole resort.
The lobby is amazing. It's one of those things where you walk in and your immediate reaction is your eyes go up, your jaw drops down, and you're just trying to take in what you're looking at because it's so fantastic. It's hard to actually believe that you're seeing what you're seeing.
Kevin and I had dinner one night in Chico, which we absolutely love. Chico is one of our favorite restaurants. And we were having a drink beforehand in Victoria Falls, the bar area. And as we were sitting there and chatting and just sort of hanging out, we noticed a gentleman who looked a little bit different. He didn't quite fit the typical guest mode, he didn't fit a cast member mode. It was a very unusual look, and Kevin said to me, "Do you know who that is?" I said, "I don't." He goes, "That's Joe Rohde." It's the Imagineer Joe Rohde, who is responsible for now so much at Walt Disney World, but specifically Animal Kingdom, the park, and Animal Kingdom Lodge. And Kevin, being Kevin, decided he was going to go up and say hi to him. He's fearless. I, on the other hand, was not that comfortable with it, but we went up and we said hi to him, and he was very gracious and very, very nice. And we said, "You know, we love your park, we love this resort." And he said, "I want to tell you a little secret about this resort. I don't know if you've ever noticed it before, but in the lobby of the resort, if you look up one level, there's a railing, and the railing has animals on it." I said, "Yeah, I've noticed that." He goes, "When you go and look at it next time, watch and look at the animals closely. All of the animals are heading away from one specific point towards the windows. The animals are herding towards the savannah." And I thought, you know, this is the type of detail and the type of magic that's put into every resort at Walt Disney World, but specifically this resort, to think on that level. It just blew me away. It's an experience that I go back to often. I got a chance to meet Joe Rohde at Animal Kingdom Lodge.
Walking into the lobby with the dark woods, and as big as that lobby is, it makes you feel, you know, the way the seating is, it's very intimate. It just reminds me, one of my memories of Africa is like going into these lobbies where they were darkened with the fabrics and the woods, but yet there would be like big windows where you could look out and see the landscape. So it's like being there. It really is.
Chico is definitely one of my favorite restaurants at Walt Disney World. First of all, it's flavors like nowhere else. You know, you can go places and you can get a burger and you can get a steak, but at Chico it's sort of that, what I imagine true African flavors to be. And I didn't think I was going to enjoy that. When I first saw the menu, I thought, well, this seems a little too exotic for me, but it's something I absolutely love. I love, again, the attention to detail. There's the boma, there's the pit where the food is prepared, and in African culture, that's where the people gather to eat and tell stories and share the stories of their day. Again, another really cool tidbit about Chico is if you look at the ceiling, there are lights that are shaped like birds. And again, the birds are all flocking in one direction towards the back wall. And the back wall changes color during your meal. It goes from sunup to the bright sun of the savannah during midday to a sunset. And it's that sort of attention to detail, in addition to the decoration, the architecture, there's also an attention to detail in the food preparation at Chico. The dishes are beautifully prepared, they're delicious. I've tried pretty much everything on the menu and I think it's fantastic. But again, it's flavors I don't get anywhere else. I can't leave my house in St. Cloud, Florida and go and get African food anywhere. So that's why I love Chico.
Going into Boma reminds me of restaurants over in Africa. I'm not the world's most adventurous eater, but they got the details there. It's the food, the smells, the tables. It's almost more like a communal dining room than it is like a restaurant. I feel more connected to the people around me, like it's a family type of a place.
One of the things I love about Animal Kingdom Lodge is that there's just so many great food options, from quick service to table service, but in particular, the Mara is just a really fun quick service that puts a fun twist on all the food. So it's not just cheeseburgers or pizza, not that those things aren't great, but it's just a really fun restaurant that kind of puts a twist on everything. And I've never been to Africa and I don't really know what African cuisine is, but I feel like they put whatever that is, that twist on it, that really makes me feel immersed in that theming.
My favorite restaurant on all of Disney property is right there at Animal Kingdom Lodge, Chico, the cooking place. I had a meal there that I still dream about. It was an incredible steak with this side dish of macaroni and cheese. I don't know what they do to that food, but it's amazing. To this day, like I said, I still dream about that meal. My kids, on the other hand, their favorite place to eat actually is Boma, which is an all-you-can-eat buffet, which is probably one of the things that appeals to them. They can keep going back for more and get to pick the things that they like in particular. My kids happen to be adventurous eaters, so the variety that they have there suits them very well. They love having the freedom of being able to select their own foods and, again, being able to get as much of it as they want.
I really like the rooms at Animal Kingdom Lodge. They're really colorful and fun, and they feel like very warm and welcoming. And when you walk inside it, I mean, not only do you have the animals right outside your windows, but even regardless of the animals being outside your windows, it's just a really welcoming room. After a long day at the park, you come back, you can kind of just lay back in bed, and it just feels like a home. It doesn't feel like you're in a stale environment. It feels like you've been there before. And even I'd never been there when I first came. Obviously, the first time I was there, I'd never even seen what the resorts look like, or the rooms look like in the inside. But you just feel like you've been there before, and it feels like a really welcoming environment.
Animal Kingdom Lodge has the most unique rooms on Disney property. Again, they face the savannah. You can get a balcony, you can sit on your balcony and watch the animals. But what I think is also cool is they're also some of the biggest rooms on Disney property. Some of the rooms sleep 5. So if you have a family of 5, there's a possibility of getting everybody in one resort room, which is great.
The first thing that we love about Animal Kingdom is the animals. When my family decided to buy into Disney Vacation Club, we looked at the resorts that were available to purchase, and Animal Kingdom Lodge was the clear winner for a number of reasons. Firstly, the animals. Where else do you get to stay where you wake up and you go out onto your balcony in the morning and you see zebras and giraffes and okapi, little warthogs that do their routine run around the safari every day? That was one of the things we looked forward to.
In addition to being the uber Disney fan that I am, I'm also a Disney Vacation Club member, which I guess is hand in hand. Usually super fans become Disney Vacation Club members. And one of the great things about Animal Kingdom Lodge is that it's also a Disney Vacation Club property, which offers larger accommodations. It offers the rooms that have kitchens in it. And that's kind of the way that we like to travel. Kevin and I are big fans of bringing food to our room and having snacks in our room and drinks available. So having the opportunity to stay in a room that has a kitchen or a little bit larger accommodation is always great for us. But the Kidani Village, which is the DVC property at Animal Kingdom Lodge, again, has some fantastic rooms that overlook their savannah, which is a great addition as well. It's a fantastic add-on to the Disney Vacation Club brand of properties.
It is my home resort. There wasn't even a question about where we wanted to stay. It was definitely going to be Animal Kingdom. One of the reasons why is because of the space in the villas. We were able to get a one-bedroom villa, and that worked really well for our family of 5. We had the bedroom for the parents, and then in those particular villas, they had the pull-out sofa, and then they had another chair that could also pull out to a bed. So the 3 children all had beds in the living room area. We had our bed in the bedroom area, and it was a perfect fix. In some ways, even saved us, because as a family of 5, normally what you would have to do would be get 2 hotel rooms to accommodate that number of people. This actually consolidated everything and made it more affordable for us.
In the gift shop is another place that it takes me back. They have these little giraffes made out of this wood that, I don't know if it's specific to Africa, but when I smell it, it takes me back. And they have a nice little collection of things that, like if you were going to go to visit Africa, you forget you're in a Disney resort, but they got the details. I love to just go over and walk through the gift shop.
Coming to Animal Kingdom Lodge with my parents was something that was a really fun memory, because they were coming to visit me down in Florida, and they had never stayed at a deluxe resort before, and they were really excited just to be staying at a deluxe resort, but then seeing how massive the resort was and how big the lobby was, and it was looking at them and seeing their jaws drop at like, wow, like look at this, and then it's them getting even closer to the details and saying like, whoa, there's like animal carvings on the wall over here, and then you see them quickly turn. It was kind of like seeing my parents be able to be kids, and like I was witnessing them like seeing my parents be kids was something I'd never seen before, and that was the first time I've ever really seen that, and it was in the lobby of the Animal Kingdom Lodge. So that was just something I'll never forget.
The animals at Animal Kingdom Lodge, again, take me back to Africa. One of the things that I always wanted to do was to go to Africa and do a safari, and the chances of that happening, are out of the question at this point. But I can look out my window and see the animals from Africa, and they got the details right. I want to bring my sisters back, my sisters who lived with me in Africa. I want to bring them back and sort of relive those moments, and Animal Kingdom Lodge would be the perfect place to do that.